It's time now for the Jock and the Doc, your Bay Area sports report on the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network. Here are your hosts, Glenn and Dave.
Well, I couldn't find him this morning. Good morning to you. It's Glenn in Jock and the Doc Morning Show. Oh, flying solo and just getting by. If you were with us last night, Eric and I had a fun edition, to say the least, of Giants Sports Talk Live on our sister station, Giants Sports Talk Live. You can catch that on the platform perhaps you are viewing this show on. Giant Sports Talk Live is available on YouTube as well. You can check us out on the X as well. Little game night live this morning for you, Jock and the Doc Show. Dave, he's a busy guy. You know, Dave covers the Canadian Football League, the National Hockey League, and he is, at the moment, covering preseason action in Toronto and Winnipeg. So we get him in to do the show when we can, as often as we can, and we like to get his kind of perspective of what's going on in the world of sports. Well, last night, as I mentioned, it was an interesting show. The San Francisco Giants, 11-0 over Arizona. Can you believe it? What is going on with the San Francisco Giant team? Will the real San Francisco Giants please stand up? It was such a long season. I don't even know where to start on this ball club. Eliminated from postseason play, and all of a sudden start winning some ball games. I don't understand it. Last night, Logan Webb, he went 6 innings, gave up just a modest 4 hits, no runs. The bullpen looking good, too, as Tristan Beck got some action, and Austin Warren came in to close it out for the Giants in the lopsided win. So Bob Melvin getting a chance to go to some of the young players, some of those prospects, and that's what we wanted for the last month or so. We wanted to see the young guys come in and play and see what they can bring to the table in 2025, because at this time of the year, that's exactly what it is all about. 11-0 victory, and Heliot Ramos back to his old summer fashion. He went 4 for 5 last night. He scored a couple of runs. Another big bat in the lineup was Patrick Bailey. It's nice to see Patrick Bailey really turn it around, because Bailey went 2 for 4, 2 batted in, scored a run, and he looked mighty fine in the victory. So the Giants win, but I don't think that was the highlight of the show last night. Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric Romo. You can catch that on X and on YouTube as well. 4-2. San Diego. They beat the Dodgers last night. Great outing last night from San Diego pitcher Michael King. 5 innings pitched, gave up a mere 3 hits in the win, but, and against, when you start against the LA Dodgers, 3 hits, not that bad. But story in the game, a triple play. The man who started the triple play last night over at third base, Manny Machado. Machado scooped up the ball, touched third, went over to second base to Cronenworth, and Cronenworth had a little time. He actually gunned the ball over to first base to a familiar name, Donovan Solano, and that completed a 9th inning triple play. Not only just a triple play, but it was a triple play which ended the game. The Dodgers, they had runners on base, first and second, nobody out, and that would close out that game in dramatic fashion. Couldn't believe it. We called it live right here on Giant Sports Talk Live. on the YouTube and X. We follow along with the game. And Eric, we were watching the Major League Baseball, what we call our dots, and there was a scrum. He didn't know what every player was at first in the infield. Every single player. And Eric was like, I think there's a brawl. There's a fight. It wasn't a fight at all. It ended up triple play. They were all celebrating after wrapping up the victory. So that's a huge win for the San Diego Padres last night. Some of the other scores that were kind of tantalizing. The early game yesterday, Detroit beat Tampa Bay by a score of 2-1. Got the 2-0 lead early. Tampa had a ninth inning home run, and that was all she wrote. Detroit getting the pitching from Tariq Skubal. This guy's going to be the Cy Young Award winner this year. No doubt about it. 18-4. Come on. 18-4 with a Detroit Tiger team that nobody really expected big things out of this year. Skubal, fantastic pitcher. Tigers, modest team to say the least. The Baltimore Orioles, they beat the Yankees last night at the stadium 5-3. And also talking New York sports, how about the Mets and the Braves in Arizona in the wild card race? And yesterday the Mets were beaten by Atlanta 5-1. And the other score I noted was Miami over Minnesota 4-1. So as we take a quick peek at the standings of the wild card, well, let's first start with the National League West. Dodgers are 93-64. Many anticipated that would be their record, 95 win team. Well, how about San Diego creeping up just a couple of games out? 2 games out in the National League Eastern Division. We're not even talking a wild card. We're talking the National League East, where San Diego has a record of 91-66, and they are making ground. And you've got San Diego and the Dodgers hooking up again today. So, I mean, with a little luck, sprinkle some fairy dust on this thing, and you could see San Diego just 1 game out. Everybody's talking about the pitching differential, talking about the pitching that they have in San Diego compared to Los Angeles. And a lot of people saying, yeah, LA kind of doing it with smoke and mirrors, not expecting this team to do very much if they make, well, not if they make, but when they make the postseason, depending on where they rank. And, I think they're going to win the division. They're heading into Colorado this weekend, and I think that's going to be the difference when it all plays out. You've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The LA Dodgers are going to be over in Colorado. Colorado's not a good team. LA Dodgers are a great team. Colorado's not a good team. A lot of people thinking that, hey, we could see something magical happen this weekend. I just can't see it. I just don't see it. What about you guys out there? I see the LA Dodgers winning the division because you've got San Diego going up against Arizona. And if you're thinking the LA Dodgers are going to lose in Colorado and San Diego is going to beat up on Arizona, who are hungry to make the postseason themselves, I just think you got another thing coming. So the Dodgers have that 2-game lead in the Western Division. I think they're going to wrap it up just a couple of days. The wild card, this is where it gets interesting. Quickly, we'll take a look at the American League, where Detroit and Kansas City tied for second and third. The final 2 wild card playoff positions. Minnesota has slumped. Minnesota has fallen back in the pack with a record of 81-76. They sit 2 games out, and they are running out of time. National League, this is where it's really exciting. How about San Diego holding the wild card? So they're going to get in. Just a matter if they win the National League West. I don't think they will. So they're going to be in the wild card most definitely. Take it from me. Take it to Vegas. You've got the Mets holding down second in the wild card, and then Arizona holding the third and final wild card spot. But from there, Arizona, a half a game out. That is why today's game, Giants and Arizona, is so important for the D-backs. You've got Arizona, 87-71. Mets are 87-70. So the Mets actually have a game to play with, but Atlanta is just a half game out on Atlanta. So you've got San Diego, the Mets, Arizona, Atlanta, and you've got the Mets and Atlanta separated slimmest of margins. This thing is going down to the wire. So tonight, Major League Baseball. It is Wednesday, September 25th. Good to have you. Little game night live, reviewing what happened last night. Take a look at today's action. You have got the Giants throwing Mason Black, who's coming off a tremendous outing up against Zach Gallen. This is where the game could get ugly. It's the pitching matchup, in my opinion. You've got Mason Black. He's 1-4. Say he comes off that great outing over the weekend. Now facing Zach Gallen. Nothing to sneeze at. A record of 13-6 for Arizona. They will have the pitching differential in this game. It's a matter of which Giants show up with the big sticks, because they're swinging the bat really, really well after post-season elimination. Didn't make the postseason this year. Everybody calling for Farhan Zaidi's head. Will that happen? We will have to see. Some people, including our own Eric Romo, is saying, you know what? It's all predetermined. He thinks Farhan's gone. Bob Melvin, he's not sure. He thinks, a new general manager brings in his own regime. We'll have to wait and see. That is to be determined. We're only, a few days away from the end of the season, wrapping it up on Sunday, possibly Monday, if a game that is at hand for one of these teams has to be played out to decide things. But what do you think? Do you think we're going to see the San Francisco Giants front office shake up come next week? I think it's got to be like taking off a Band-Aid. Quick, painless, get it done. If you're gonna do it, do it. Don't let this go for a week and 2 weeks and into December. It's got to be done. I think pre-playoffs. Get it done Monday, get it over with. So again, Mason Black 1-4, but a 5.88 ERA up against Zach Gallen, as you got the San Francisco Giants taking on Arizona tonight. Big game for the 87-71 Arizona Diamondbacks. Fosse's here. Good morning, Fosse. Just getting the show underway this morning. A little game night live. We're talking about things that happened last night, what's going to happen today. Just mentioned the San Francisco Giants. All of a sudden, win after win after win. Holy smoke. What's going on with this club? Play a little loosey-goosey, maybe? Maybe, as I said to Eric last night, and I think I mentioned on our morning show over on Giant Sports Talk Live, I said, you got guys who are hungry playing, maybe not for a position with this club, but they're playing for a job next year. So you just put everything in the pot, mix it up. You got a hungry ball club, guys who want to keep their career alive, and they better play well down the stretch, or free agency may not turn out much to their liking. You can catch us every day, every morning for some sports talk. Coming up this afternoon at 3 o'clock, Carter's Corner. Carter's going to talk about what's going on tonight. He loves talking NFL football. So if you're a football fan, he'll be talking about that and his beloved Giants. And Fosse, I don't know if you were with us when we mentioned last night, Carter thinks that Arizona wins the pennant, goes to the World Series. He thinks the Dodgers are gone in the first round. He thinks the Yankees are gone in the first round. He says, case of, what have you done for me lately? So I think that's being a little out there, but you never know. What else is going on in Major League Baseball? So we took a look at the standings. Baseball today. You do have an afternoon game, or actually it's going to be a late morning game. Game getting underway at, I believe, 10 o'clock? No, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock this morning. Yeah, Fosse. We do love Carter around here. I got to bring that one up. Love Carter. Bold prediction. Bold predictions. He's got a few of them. Check out his show today, and maybe you want to ask him about what he was talking about. And Fosse, ask him to review his playoff predictions, all the teams, because I want to hear what he has to say as well. We're all entitled to our own opinion. That's why we like the chat. We like Carter's Corner. We like the various programs, but you gotta. I wouldn't take that one to Vegas. Anyway, Dodgers and Yankees both out. Fosse says he's going to be there for the show this afternoon. Carter's Corner, just one of the many coming to this new channel. We've got closing in, I believe, on 400 subscribers. Channel's only a couple of weeks old, so we are ahead of schedule. That is fantastic. A lot of other channels have been on for years. They've only mustered up a couple of thousand. So to get 400 subscribers in the first 2 weeks, we are tickled pink. We are thrilled. And, of course, the other channel's been a success with all of our tremendous sponsors. Giants Sports Talk Live, immediately following Giants baseball each and every night on X, which is known as Twitter to many, and on YouTube, where we have some great sponsors. Lefties in Burlingame. We have got Duxwell Printing and Signatures for Soldiers. They sponsor our show, and we sure do appreciate what they do as well. Fosse comes in with a prediction of his own. Give me the Padres. Last night's triple play is the kind of magic that will take a team all the way. Yeah. Fosse, were you? I almost burst into tears. Were you here last night when Eric was following the dots on Giant Sports Talk Live? Were you with us on YouTube last night? And Eric thought there was a brawl when all of the dots showed up in the infield at once. He goes, "What's going on? I think there's a brawl." It's kind of magic, wasn't it? And then we find out a minute later, oh my gosh, a triple play. Not only the triple play, but it ended the game when the Dodgers had something cooking in the bottom of the ninth inning. So, great night for baseball. If you love baseball, if you're, casual fans of all of baseball, all of the teams, then this is the time of the year. Morkatna, what's up? How you doing? Good morning to you. Talking a little baseball with Fosse. A couple of people trickling into our chat this morning, and we appreciate that. Talking a little baseball, getting you geared up for what's coming up today. I mentioned that Seattle is playing in Houston. That is your late morning game. George Kirby up against UC Kikuchi, one of the best names in Major League Baseball. The Mariners, they've come up with some big wins of their own, but they're running out of time. In the American League wild card, Seattle's 2.5 games behind Minnesota. And Minnesota is the team trying to catch Kansas City, Detroit, and Baltimore. What do you guys think of the Detroit Tigers? Skubal, 18th win of the year, going to win the Cy Young. Are you guys jumping on the Detroit Tiger bandwagon? Is it all for show? Do they make the postseason and then out first round? Are they a team you should be scared of with, it's that first game. Remember, we were playing 2 out of 3 in the first round. You got a team like Detroit with Skubal. You can throw him in the first game. All of a sudden, you get a little luck, and you're up 1-0 as a wild card team. So pitching is so important, and I know a lot of guys in the chat have said to us that they don't think the LA Dodgers have pitching to go anywhere. Time will tell. Let's see what else was going on in the world of sports last night. Can you believe we're just a couple of weeks out from the drop of the puck in the National Hockey League season getting underway? Last night, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks were in town, and the Ducks, they beat the San Jose Sharks by a score of 4-3. Goal scorers, Daniel Gushchin, Alex Wenberg, Jack Thompson scoring as well in that game last night. Gushchin had a goal and an assist in that game last night. So Sharks, a winner on Sunday night. They beat the Vegas Golden Knights last night, drop a 4-3 score to the Anaheim Ducks, Anaheim Mighty Ducks, the Ducks of Anaheim, whatever you want to call them. And one note, early in the NHL season, a lot of teams like to play out the goalies. So, about the 10-minute mark of the second period, get a commercial timeout or a stoppage. They end up switching the goalies, half to start, half to wrap up. Well, last night, the San Jose Sharks played Vitek Vanacek the entire game. Last year, played 32 games, and his goals against average with a horrific team was .318. So maybe he's the guy in nets this year. We'll have to wait and see. But Vitek Vanacek, the 6'2 goaltender out of the Czech Republic, he was in goal, and surprisingly, the 4-year player had not bad outing, 4-3 score, but again, a loss is a loss. And it is the preseason. I don't put much stock in it. I've seen teams, NHL preseason, go basically unbeaten. And then what happens? The season starts. Reality kicks in. They play good teams, real players. You know, you're not playing guys from Wichita in the East Coast League. You're not playing guys from the Barracuda in the AHL. You're playing the cream of the crop around the National Hockey League. And, again, reality sinks in pretty fast when you start the season with a few losses. And, don't expect miracles from this San Jose Shark team this year. Although with the great draft picks that they have had, I anticipate they're going to turn things around quite nicely. I think they're on pace to have a decent season this year. One of the guys who's done really well in camp is Will Smith, another rookie. He's vying. He says he vows to make the team right out of camp. We got Fassi. Fassi has another statement. It's a little baseball for you. I'll drop it. Alex Pavlovic. I have a hard time. You think Eric has a hard time with Flaherty. Alex reports that Snell will hit free agency. And that's what we're hearing too. Farhan says that, he's going to hit the free agency, but, the Giants are going to be in on him. Farhan says it's going to be a tough task to sign him. A lot of teams interested. So look how, Snell didn't have a training camp. Then he got hurt. And people are saying, he was only a second half pitcher. It's all he got to pitch, really. He didn't get a first half to really get anything, ramped up. He ramped things up. Hey, 49er Media. He ramped things up in the second half of the season. I was talking about the Ducks and the Sharks. They opened things up for the National Hockey League season when the year kicks off October the 4th. The Ducks, Sharks, get tickets to that game for as low as $14 over at the Shark Tank if you want to catch that if you are in the Bay Area. All right, what else did I watch last night? I watched the Giant game, cranking out the hits. They've been hitting a lot of home runs, too. WNBA playoffs last night. If you look up the definition of cooking in the dictionary, you know what you're going to find? Ionescu. And who's Ionescu? Sabrina Ionescu, one of the better players in the league. She dropped down 30 points last night. New York Liberty, proving that the regular season was no fluke. 30-plus wins during the year. Only lost single digits, and they are advancing as New York defeated number 8 Atlanta Dream last night, 91-82. The other game, the LV Aces, Vegas. That's where the Oakland A's could be headed. Vegas, they got some. They got teams in every league now. People said, there'll never be a sports team in a gambling city like Vegas, and all of a sudden, NHL has been successful there. You had the Stanley Cup just 2 seasons ago awarded to the Vegas Golden Knights. You've got the National Football League. You're going to have Major League Baseball. You've got WNBA. The Aces beat the Storm out of Seattle by a score of 83-76. Atlanta, though, in that game, they put up a good fight, but ultimately, Liberty just have way, way too much firepower. The big ones that go tonight. We got some good games in the WNBA. Have you checked out the WNBA? People go, women's basketball. Tell you what, it is exciting. And there's another sellout crowd expected tonight in Connecticut, home of UConn, I believe, too. They love their basketball there. Connecticut, the number 3 seed in the league, up against the number 6 Indiana Fever. You watched the game on the weekend, Sunday afternoon. A game which, by the way, had higher ratings than the National Football League. Who does that? When does that happen? What sport outrivals the National Football League in ratings? Nobody, except Caitlin Clark and her WNBA teammates. So Clark and Indiana taking on Connecticut. They dropped game 1. It was a game where Dejanay Carrington stabbed, not poked her, she just stabbed Caitlin Clark in the eye with her fingernails. Boom! Oh, it was nasty. The eye swelling up. Caitlin Clark, she's sporting a shiner right now. And she vows, she goes, you can do what you want. You can break my legs. I'm coming out. I'm going to be firing. And I think she's going to be hungry tonight for that game when the Fever get back on the court. Going to be huge ratings for that game on the TV as well. The other game has Phoenix taking on number 2 Minnesota. The Lynx had no trouble with Minnesota, or I should say with Phoenix. Diana Taurasi on the weekend. So a couple of games, WNBA tonight. The first one, you've got Connecticut, Indiana. Connecticut leads the series 1-0. Minnesota plays Phoenix. Minnesota also up 1-0 in that series. 49er. We talked baseball right off the top of the show. We were recapping what happened last night, getting you ready for today. Of course, the Giants start playing well. Season's over. What is it about the Giants playing well for the past week? Just win after win after win. And not only that, look at who's hitting well. Patrick Bailey had a great game last night. You know what his struggles have been like for the last couple of months. Couldn't get the barrel on the ball at all. He struggled. Getting a chance to see a little more of Encarnacion, which is something I wanted to see happen all along. And isn't that what we wanted, guys? We wanted to see the young players. Now, I said win or lose. All of a sudden, they're winning. I know. Oh, yeah, Fassi. Fassi said he was here last night. Eric almost broke a bone or something trying to figure out what was happening. Last night, there was a triple play. We were following along with the game, and nobody out. Runners first and second, LA Dodgers in the 9th inning. And Eric's like, oh, my God, there's a brawl? Is there a brawl? Everybody was congregated, the pitching mound, every single player, the outfielders, too. Eric goes, I think there's a brawl. It was a celebration after the triple play. What a triple play. Indeed, it was. Ended the ball game. So glad you could join us for that last night. Fossey, Morkatna. I don't know if Morkatna was here when that happened, but you had to be here. You had to see it to believe it. So 49er media wishing everybody a good morning. Hoping you enjoy your sports tonight. You guys got any prediction? The Giants, they got to lose sometime, don't they? Arizona, they got to win. And they got to win now because their playoff hopes are dangling by a string, proverbial string to say the least. Giants, are the Giants playing over their head, really? Are they playing over their head? They get you excited. They do that during the year, too. What? All of a 4-game win streak. Get you a little roped in, and then, yeah, this is what we're all about. I think Arizona is going to come out hungry, especially looking at the pitching match you got going up tonight with Mason Black, 1-4, even though he's coming off that great outing just last week. You guys got any predictions before I wrap it up? What we got today? Don't forget that early game going today, Seattle at Houston. Some other interesting games. Tampa is at Detroit, where the Tigers won 2-1 yesterday, keeping their playoff hopes alive. They're holding down a playoff spot right now. Other games of note, the Mets and Atlanta. Talk about a great game. Fassi asks, who's going for the Diamondbacks? Unfortunately, a pitcher who's 13-6, Fassi, and that's Zach Gallen. one of the better pitchers in the league. Does he shut down the Giants' bats? Are the bats hot? Who knows with this San Francisco Giant ball club? Just when you count them out, they win. They don't make the playoffs. They win even more. So I don't know what to think anyway. The Jock and the Doc morning show turns into game night live as we review last night's action, take a peek at what's going on around baseball, WNBA, NHL tonight. If you join us over on our sister station, Giant Sports Talk Live tonight, Eric and I will be taking a look at the game, San Francisco, Arizona, immediately after it finishes. Then you've got San Diego and the Dodgers. We'll be following along with that one. A lot of you think that San Diego could win the West. I think that's a reach because San Diego would have to win, I believe, all three. And then you think the Dodgers are going into Colorado. Eric thinks, oh, yeah, it can happen. Dodgers going to Colorado and can knock off the Rockies this weekend. I just don't see it happening. And I don't see everybody rushing out to their local bookie, place a bet on that. Bossy thinks it comes to an end. Streak ends tonight. I think our bats still keep it going, but no disrespect to Mason, but I don't see him being enough to hold off a team so desperate to win. Got to agree. Absolutely, Fossey. Absolutely. That, you summed it up nicely. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. It's comment to the morning right there. Mason Black had a great outing last time on the mound, but you know what? The teams, you play a team that's hungry. You play a team that's hungry, that's in that wild card race. All of a sudden, you're playing a team that's coming out. Fangs are showing. They're ready. And, you know, could win, could lose. But there's that extra sense of urgency for a lot of teams, including the New York Mets, the Atlanta Braves, who are taking on the Mets and posted the lopsided 5-1 win over New York last night. So it's all heating up pretty nicely, isn't it? We're heading into another weekend. We'll have coverage of just about everything in the world of sports, especially the San Francisco Giants, our beloved Giants. You know what? Even when they lose, we're real fans. We love our team. One other note, we'll be talking about it tomorrow. Maybe Carter can touch on it if you want to ask him about it coming up today. Carter's Corner, 3 o'clock here on Northern California Sports and Entertainment. You've got the Dallas Cowboys. They used to call them America's team. Geez, a lot of people are putting a bag over their head, and they're saying they're not even a Texas team. Oh, God. How quickly does Jerry Jones get a little peeved, a little worried? Dallas 1-2 up against the 1-2 New York Giants to kick off week 4 in the National Football League. Daniel, Browns. Yeah. All right. So you got Dallas and the Giants kicking off the NFL. That'll go tomorrow night. Carter will be talking about that coming up on his show this afternoon. Yeah, the Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. They're off to a 2-1 start. And if memory serves me correct, the Eagles are taking on Tampa Bay this weekend. Tampa Bay's also 2-1. Is that a surprise? Don't know. You know, it's early in the year. Things will play out. It's you see all the San Francisco 49er fans calling in the local shows, tuning in here. They're losing their proverbial minds. Oh, my God, we're 1-2. They lost to the Rams. We're 3 weeks in. Hold your horses. Calm down. Beep, beep, beep. Come on, back it up. Don't worry. Don't worry with Brock Purdy. He's looking good. Guy's getting the job done. You gotta get back. You know, too many injuries early in the season, and a lot of teams are going to face that. You're going to see other good quality teams who lose. That's just going to happen. I expect the San Francisco 49ers get the train on the tracks this weekend. They'll be taking on the New England Patriots over at Levi. That should be a lopsided victory, in my opinion. Double-digit win. Mark it down. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap things up. Giants baseball. Giants, Arizona. We're all looking forward to that one. I know Arizona fans are, as it goes down to the wire in the Major League Baseball playoff push. Final games will be played on Sunday, barring some kind of a situation where maybe one of the teams like Minnesota, who have a game in their back pocket, have to play it out. Maybe a possibility to play their way in. Would have to play a game on Monday. Just to recap for you, San Francisco taking on Arizona tonight. You've got the visitors with Mason Black. That's our beloved Giants going with Mason Black tonight up against Zach Gallen. Gallen's 13-6, so let's see what happens today. Chase Field in Arizona. You can join us over on Giants Sports Talk Live, available on YouTube, also available on Twitter, on Facebook. You can catch the show in so many platforms. And if you like the show, all you have to do is hit the like and subscribe button. Same here, anytime you visit. Daniel. Daniel says, Twins tonight, baby. We already touched on that, but you got the Minnesota Twins who are, dare I say, fighting for a playoff life right now. Man, they've struggled. And you got those three teams ahead. Baltimore, Kansas City is holding down a playoff spot. And the Detroit Tigers, who won again yesterday by slimmest of margin. Minnesota playing at home against Miami. Ooh. Daniel, what happened yesterday? I mean, you want to make the playoffs, you got to beat the Miamis of the world. Come on. Come on, Daniel. You got to beat the Miamis of the world. Will they today? We'll have to wait and see. They've got Simeon Woods Richardson. Who? 5-5 record up against Edward Cabrera. Cabrera got his season off nicely. Good start, but he struggled 4-8 the rest of the way. Anyway, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens tonight. Twins? Do we put that in our back pocket? My prediction, even though I am a beloved Giants fan, you got Arizona. I think you're going to pick up the win, a hungry ball club. We'll talk about it on Giant Sports Talk Live tonight. Eric Romo and myself. Glenn will be back tonight after the final pitch. We'll also be following along with the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres game. That one's getting interesting. National League West. Padres just 2 games out. Everybody is running around naked in the streets. Padres are going to win the West. Don't see it happening. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning, or if you're watching the replay, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps with the channel. Our new sponsors on Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network coming next week. Glad to have them. They make the show possible. We would do it anyway, but sponsorships go a long way, and we've got 3 new sponsors coming to the programs. We've also got our sponsors that are so valuable to us over on Giant Sports Talk Live. And you know what? Don't have a whole lot of subscribers yet. We're brand new. We haven't been on 2 years. Brand new channel. And obviously the sponsors, they keep coming back each month. They like what they see. Jock of the Doc Morning Show or Game Night Live returns tomorrow, whichever it is. Doc is on assignment covering the National Hockey League preseason with a game tonight. I don't know where he's at. I think he's in Toronto. Could be wrong. In fact, I'm just going to double check that now, just for giggles. Dave, who's usually with me on the morning show, he was covering the Canadian Football League last Thursday and Friday. And correct myself. Dave Patrician will be covering the Edmonton Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets, the preseason till tonight in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. So hopefully we'll get Dave back possibly tomorrow, or best case scenario, I think it'll be Friday to ring in the weekend. Fosse, you have a great day. Thanks, Fosse. Coming up this afternoon, 3 o'clock, check out Carter's Corner. He'll be talking NFL, Giants. He's got some wild baseball postseason predictions. You won't want to miss those. Catch us tomorrow morning. We'll be back Probably live again after I do the all-night radio show. This man never sleeps. We'll catch you later on right here on the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.
You've been watching the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.